Ludwig Wittgenstein, a 20th century philosopher and a fascinating character, warmly recommended, suggested a very interesting framework to understand human thinking and interaction, a lenses of sorts through which to understand the world. Language games, or Sprachspiele in his native German. Any human interaction with the world, with the self, or with other people can be seen as a language game, understanding the world, oneself, and others through words, spoken or thought. Think about going to a park, for example. You can lay on the grass, but you're not permitted to dig a trench. You can greet other people and perhaps compliment their outfits, but trying to convince others that they should drop everything they're doing and start singing along with you would be a bit off key. These are just some of the rules of the game of going to a park, and we usually don't need any training to understand these rules. Every game has players, rules, and the way it is actually played, or practice. The game of solving math problems, the game of chess, the game of elections, the game of punishment, the game of Supreme Court, any other game, any other sort of interaction. For some games, we have formal rules and even punishment for violating them. Think about driving a car, for example. For these language games, we have meta games of sorts, the games of defining their rules, which have, rules and players and practices of their own. For other games, like dating or perhaps arguing your point, there are no formal rules. And we learn the rules from observing how other people play them and by actually playing them, by participating, by playing along. In any case, rules define the way we play the game, and the way we play the game defines rules. After all, what are the rules if not the way we play? Everything is a language game, according to Wittgenstein, even explaining what the language games are. Right now, for example, you and I are following certain formal rules. You are listening, trying to understand what I'm talking about, perhaps trying to critically assess what I'm saying. I certainly hope you do. And I am trying to explain my point as clearly as I can. Observe how people act in the world, play along, get the rules, play the game. This is how the world works. This is how we learn to talk, to do math, to play soccer, to vote. Right? Wrong. Because it's only part of the picture. It is missing the main character, you, the player. Language games are played by people. We are free to question their rules, to change them, to discard old games, and to suggest new games. The only thing that keeps language games alive is our willingness to play them, to follow the rules and to act accordingly. If people stop watching a certain TV program, it will disappear as a TV program, and if kept on air, will become an odd sort of entertainment for its makers. Any political power, no matter democratic or dictatorial, consists in citizens following its orders, people willing to see it as a political power. If we stop, the power disappears. There is nothing more to power than the consent of the governed to obey. This is the way any language game works. The key to understanding the dynamic of the games we play, of our lives as human beings, is freedom. Freedom to choose what games to play, how to play them, or whether to play them at all. This is not freedom that somebody gives us. This is the freedom we have as human beings. This is where you come into the picture. This is where you matter. The giant language game of human existence consists of all what each and every one of us says and does, all our actions, all our words. We live in challenging times. Fascism is on the rise. Democracy is under attack. It seems like the pendulum of history is swinging toward the dark times. But this is bullshit. There is no pendulum. History consists of our actions. Your actions and the actions of countless other people. Freedom is the logic of history. There is nothing else to it. This is why you matter. This is why your voice matters. Every post on social media, every argument with friends or political opponents, every time you participate in the protest matters. Every time you question what's handed to you as an absolute truth, every time you refuse to play a rigged game, every time you refuse the rules forced upon you, every time you resist matters. You matter.